Hey guys, I'm here with Jeff Spratt, partner with Peregine Property Management. You guys have locations in Worcester and Providence,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
And I think a lot of times people hear property management and they have, I find two preconceived notions, either the ginormous commercial building,
Yes.
right, or the small multifamily.
Yes.
But that's probably erroneous in the element that you do,
Yeah.
right? So help us understand what it is your company does,
Sure.
what you're all about, and it sounds like your geography is just logical. You've got our clientele pretty surrounded.
Yeah. So what we consider ourselves as a full-service third-party management company.
Okay.
So third-party means that we don't own any of the real estate that we manage. We're a service provider.
Right.
Full service means we're handling everything that's involved with owning, managing a property. So that's facilities management. If anything breaks, we fix it with our team
Great.
of in-house technicians, or we're sending out the appropriate vendor and managing that relationship on their behalf. Lease administration, tenant relations, sort of the administrative side of property ownership. So anytime a tenant needs help with something, they're going through our office to handle
Right.
that. And then we're handling full service bookkeeping as well. So we collect
Oh,
rents,
wow.
we pay the bills for all of for the property owners, annual operating budgets, monthly financial reporting. So again, anything that's required to operate a property, we're responsible
Sort of
for.
the
on
white
behalf of
collar
it.
and blue collar approach to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and the property types that we manage, like you said, there's the extreme. So you've got the large, hundreds of thousands of square feet of commercial office space.
Yeah.
You've got 2 and 3 families, but there's also a lot of stuff in between. So we handle commercial office buildings, retail, which could be anything from a strip mall to a big box development.
Yeah.
Residential, we manage both condos and apartments. We have industrial properties. We have what we refer to as our institutional group, which is actually sort of a quirky, sort of non-traditional property type, meaning we're the facilities department for 8 YMCA branches down in Rhode Island.
Oh, wow.
And we're providing the facility support for a couple of bank institutions down in Rhode Island
Yeah.
as well, meaning instead of them employing people in-house, they just hire us to be sort of their outsourced facilities management department.
Okay. So licensed in Mass and Rhode Island. I should say service Mass and Rhode
Correct.
Island.
Yeah. Technically, there's not a license for property management, but we do
Sure.
have properties in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So, like you said, offices in Worcester, offices in Providence. Ideally, we like to service things within 30, 35 minutes of those two
Either of
locations.
those. But I mean, like you said, radius-wise, you've got it
Yeah.
really from what we see.
Yeah.
So what we see typically is we've got condo owners, and I know a lot of our clients would share. There's been certainly frustrations with condo management companies, so there may be an opportunity there.
Yeah.
I find a lot of investors are interested in expanding their portfolio. They're considering 1031 exchanges and whatnot, but worried about timing,
Yeah.
right? Or time to manage it. And that's from both the residential and the commercial sector. So it sounds to me, Jeff, I don't want to speak for you, but it sounds fair to say whether you've got a small residential, a big commercial, everything in between, Mass and Rhode Island, if you just want to have a conversation. Now, do you offer a la carte? Can one person do bookkeeping and the next person does just exterior maintenance or something like that?
Yeah, so the two primary types of clients that we have are either going to be what we consider full service, which means we're doing absolutely everything, or facilities only. So there are
Okay.
instances where, let's say a building owner occupies a space in the building. They're
Sure.
an office tenant in that building. They may have accounting services for the business that can handle collections of rent, paying bills. They
And you
just
would
need
do
help with the facility
facilities,
stuff.
yeah.
But we also do have conversations with folks that are just looking for bookkeeping services for whatever
Right.
reason. So long-winded way of saying absolutely.
Yeah.
We want to have the discussion because there may be an opportunity for us to help.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the capacity is.
Yeah, so I think the take home is property management's a pretty big umbrella in general, but
Yeah.
you certainly could further specify based on your needs, either under the residential or the commercial arena.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure, call Jeff for a conversation.
That's for sure, because I think a lot of people, like you said before, do sort of assume that it has to be all or nothing, and that's absolutely not the case.
I think too, people are always perseverating on the expense of property management, where really when you don't have that team and you're paying for these one-offs, right, it tends to add up and be net dollar is even more.
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity cost, right? So if a business owner or whoever the property owner is spending time on managing the property, that means they're not spending time on something else, whatever that may be. There's definitely economies of scale that we know that we can get better pricing in some instances because we're giving these vendors a lot of business
Sure.
from multiple different
Volume,
properties,
yeah.
not just the one building. There's the cost associated with that, and there's also sort of a timeliness factor, meaning we can typically push people to get out faster than the normal sort of one-off building owner would because we give these vendors so much business.
Yeah. So if you're in the Mass or Rhode Island, like you said, it's a 30-mile radius from the Providence and the Worcester locations, and you're looking for just an analysis. What could benefit? What could make sense? Give Jeff a call. Happy to have a conversation and just see if your needs can be met.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
Jeff,
Thank
for
you,
taking
Julie.
the time
Appreciate
today.
it.